Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about thinking. So the topic's going to be choosing thoughts versus fixing thinking. Right? So I'll get to that in a minute. It's 95 degrees out, but in the shade it still feels nice. Hope everybody's doing great, had a wonderful weekend. Breathe in the peace, exhale the noise and the chaos. It's interesting, it's so hot that even in the shade, the air feels heavy coming into my lungs. It's wild. Hope everybody's dealing with the heat pretty well, no matter where you're at. Alright, so choosing thoughts versus fixing our thinking, right? And if you've followed me at all for any length of time, you know that my overall approach is we can't stop our negative thinking, and we can't fix it because we've got 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and to try to fix our thinking would be absolutely exhausting, because in that state it's kind of a reactive process. And let's look at the intention behind choosing thoughts versus fixing our thinking. You know, if you're trying to change and fix your thinking, that's coming from a place of judgment which says thinking is bad, or my thinking is bad, or my thoughts are bad, and so I need to fix them. And I know we're talking about some pretty subtle differences here. What's the difference between choosing your thoughts and fixing your thoughts? Well, honestly, it's the intention and whether or not it comes from a place of love. I'm choosing thoughts that show that I love myself, and I know that these thoughts I am choosing support me, lift me up, as opposed to fixing my thoughts, which comes from a place of judgment and maybe self-loathing or criticism. It may seem like it's a subtle difference, but I think it's huge. Because again, the intention behind so much of what we do matters. Are you trying to fix yourself, or are you trying to, live more freely with joy, right? So choosing thoughts that support you and lift you up, I think that's a good, useful thing, right? I'd be lying if, I didn't believe that there was benefit in choosing to think in a certain way that makes you feel better, right? But then again, fixing thoughts or trying to stop negative thoughts is really an exercise in futility. And I've joked about it a couple of times, but trying to fix your thoughts with more thinking about your thinking, because you think your thinking is a problem, so you're going to fix your thinking with more thinking about your thinking. You see how quickly you can get tangled up in knots? As opposed to deciding the intention behind your mindset and your thinking. My intention is going to be today to look for ways to support myself, to encourage myself, to believe in myself, to reassure myself, to calm myself. That's not fixing your thinking. That is really setting an intention that says, you're awesome, high five, I love you, and I'm going to support you in any way I can, and that involves the thoughts which I am choosing, as opposed to running around all day criticizing, judging, and trying to fix thoughts that you don't like because they're making you feel awful. So now you got to fix them because you think your brain's got a mind of its own and you can't stop it. And you feel the difference in the energy between those two concepts. So I think choosing our thoughts to support us, lift us up, encourage us, inspire growth, those things are all wonderful and awesome. The belief that you have to stop or fix your negative thinking comes from a place of judgment and fear. And I think that just gets you tangled up in knots, believing that you're the problem. No, you're not. You're in the habit of engaging in and ruminating on thoughts that hold you down. as opposed to creating new habits of engaging in thoughts that lift you up. Hope this makes sense. It's a short video. Seems like a subtle concept, and I could see how some people would say, but Dan, isn't choosing your positive thoughts fixing your negative thinking? Maybe, but it's the intention behind it which really matters, because one comes from a place of love and the other comes from a place of criticism and self-judgment. So, love you guys and gals. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.